How's it going, everybody? Finally gonna get back to making a video here now. Things have finally slowed down a bit. I've been extremely busy due to making skidoo stuff or snowmobile stuff for Kane's Quest. If you don't know what Kane's Quest is, it's, as far as I know, the longest snowmobile endurance race in the world. It happens right here in Labrador, Canada. I think this year it's 3,600 kilometers. Not sure what that is in miles. I'd be lying if I even tried to guess, but it's a long ways, and it's in over the span of a couple of days. Basically, it covers all of the province of Labrador. It's very, 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 very hard on snowmobiles. You need to reinforce a lot of stuff, and modify a lot of stuff, move things around. So I done work for 3 different teams. One team I was really involved with, it's 2 good buddies of mine. So I done a bunch of suspension work for them. Actually, I still gotta reinforce that rear H-frame there for the suspension. And I done, I think, 4 others for that team, between their 2 race skidoos, their parts / support machine, which is an identical machine, and just the spare parts to bring along with their support team and their trailers and other snowmobiles. I done rear bumpers for them. I done a bunch of little knick-knack stuff, just shortening up shafts and the lathe and stuff like that. Another team, I reinforced all their suspensions. They're racing Hardy Cats. And another team, a 3rd one, I built these rack things to go on the back of their Lynx snowmobiles. That's the Finland brand of BRP, but we can get them here now in Canada. I don't know if the United States has them yet or not. If I knew. Don't mind the dogs, they're enjoying themselves. But they put larger fuel tanks on. The larger fuel tanks impeded them from using the factory mounts for the factory spare gas cans. Plus they wanted it up a little further and yada yada yada. Anyways, long story short, I had to make up 2 like rack things to go on the side for their saddlebags they could go through. They're using motorcycle saddlebags for their mandatory gear. And they still wanted their cannon mount up there, so I'll put in whatever pictures I got of that whole mess. I would have videotaped doing it all, but the race starts March 4th. Today is, what is today? Today's February 19th. So they're getting really close to the race actually starting. The last week, they're just too much stuff going on, and they won't have time to actually work on some of it. Plus, you gotta try it, test it, prove it, all that fun stuff. So I was down to the wire. Get in the garbage. So I didn't have time to go film and stuff. I had to just come out here and get it done. I've been out here for like 3 weeks just welding, bending aluminum, crap like that. He's got a Gator valve. Yeah, the Lynx ones, that's something I did make right there. It's the EarthX battery. We're gonna run that because their factory battery location is now gone. So this one here is gonna take its place on the side of the chain case, because that's the only free location left in the whole snowmobile. I gotta take that valve from them. Hey. Alright, too much noise. So yeah, that's what I've been up to for the last 2 months. Just trying to get race stuff done, so it's finally done. Besides, I gotta make the plate to mount those to the chain case. The team that's for, they're doing scouting here today. Really? Down. They're doing scouting now the weekend, so I should get the snowmobile back today. Today's Sunday, and I'll finish that up. So I'm finally pretty well squared up, so now I guess do some own shit. Hopefully I'll be back at the airplane. I did actually somewhat start to do something with that. It is down from the ceiling. It's not hung up there no more. It's on the lift. When I took it down and put it on there, I intended on getting at it like the next day, and then that's when everybody started showing up with their snowmobile parts. So yeah, that put the hindrance on that. So today I'm gonna do a little different project. We're gonna make the gear for my lathe. And before we can make the gear, we gotta make an indexing plate. I've made a few gears already. There's only 2 I got left to make. 44, which is this one, and 46. 46 I'm not too worried about. It only does 11.5 thread pitch, which is used in pipe thread. And I have no real desire to single point thread pipe fittings. The hell with that. Yeah, bud. Oh, and this is the newest addition to the family. He hasn't been on video yet. I got him in PEI last fall, so he's lab number 3. The oldest one, 9-year-old, he's in the house. He didn't want to come out today, he wanted to be lazy. But this guy's 7 months old now, I guess. So, yeah, another mouth to feed. Can you guys see it? Oh, yeah. I tilt up a little bit, actually. But 44 does 5.5 thread pitch, 11, 22, and 44. So, like 5, 8 to 11, that's kind of one I'd like to do. But I can't machine 44 tooth index with the plates I have on my 90-to-1 rotary table. You would need either a 22 tooth hole, 22, 44, 66, and so on and so forth. And these sets go from 18, 19, 20 to 21, and then 23. They skipped 22. So I don't have the plate to make this, but I can do a 22 division. So I can make my own 22 plate. But now you're probably thinking, why can I make 22 but I can't make 44 when 22 goes into 44? And basically it comes down to fractions. So 44, like I said, you need a 22, 44, or an 88. So I can make these 2 out of any of them 2. Or any of them 3, I should say. But for 22, I can use a 66 hole pattern or a 33 hole pattern. Now, the reason why I do have 33, which is what's in here now, what it's speaking to. So the reason I can't use 33 to make the 44, but I can use the 33 to make the 22, is the ratio ends up being 33, or Willie, get him. They want that Gatorade bottle so bad. Okay, so the reason I can't use the 33 hole plate to make 44, but I can use it to make the 22 is just math and fractions. So to machine the 22, now there is math you can do for all this, but the easiest thing to do is just go get a chart and look at the chart. So I just got the instructions for a Grizzly rotary table, the same as this one. This one's not actually a Grizzly. Get out of there, Doc. Come on. Go on now. So, where's 44? 44, not available. Come over to 22. It's 33. So it's 4 turns and 3 holes out of 33. So the ratio is basically 3 over 33. That's to do 22. So 4 turns. So to do 44, you would have to do twice as many divisions. So it would be 2 turns and 1.5 over 33. And we can't do 1.5 holes. I'm getting over the flu. That's why my voice is screwed up and if I cough every now and then. Now, if we did have a 66 plate, that would work because it would be 6 over 66, which would be 3 over 66. So, if I had a 66 hole plate, I could machine this as well. Don't have that. Highest we got is 49. So, that's why I can make the 22, but I can't make the 44. Once I have the 22, the ratio is 2 turns and 1 hole over 22. Or, if I can make a 44 plate, I just make the 44 gear. But if I had a 44 plate, it'd be same thing, you just double it, just fractions. So it'll be 2 over 44. So, make sense? Or do I have everyone confused? So, to make our gear, we need to make a plate. So, next thing we got to do is find a piece of material to make a plate out of. So, this is, I guess somewhere around 4 inches. Yeah, pretty well 4 inches around the dot. I do have some 4-inch aluminum round stock. I don't really know if I want to make this out of aluminum. I'm not going to use it enough to wear it out, so it probably don't matter. But I kind of like making this deal. So I might get some 1/4-inch plate, because I say that's what this is. Yeah, 1/4, 6 millimeter, somewhere around there. So I might just get some 1/4-inch plate, cut a circle. Yeah, we're going to make a little mandrel to match this, so it'll index in here and put a screw in it. I'm not going to bother with the 3 holes because on this here, I can't put 3 holes in it anyway because they don't line up from the factory. So 1 hole, that's all it needs, is only holding that little tiny pin there. That pin will break off long before 1 screw breaks off. So mandrel, fit this on, drill 1 hole, that'll let us face this and clean up the outside. And then we'll use that same mandrel, stick it here in the 3-job chuck, mount that on the mill, index in our 44 holes. Then we have our plate. Once we have our plate, we can come back and make our gear. So this video, I'm pretty sure just going to be a plate that's going to be long enough. And then afterwards, we'll come back and make this gear. So this is just a side cut. We got to face both ends. The outside is done. I machined all the outsides at once. I put 1 big chunk in. I machined, say, I don't know, a little bit extra. Whatever diameter I needed for all the different ones. So it was like stacked up like a Christmas tree or cake, or I don't know how you want to describe it. Then I went back to saw and chopped them off. So they got to be faced forward, broached for keyway. And then we'll come back and we'll cut the gears on that. But that'll be not this video. So if you want to see the actual gear cutting, you're gonna have to wait. But honestly, it's not too much different than indexing for these holes, so same kind of principle. So I'll figure out my plan for this and we'll be back. Alright, I found this piece of 4-inch aluminum here in the bin already. Like I said, it's pretty thin, so we're gonna roll with it. I didn't feel like going and getting a piece of a 1/4-inch plate and trying to cut a circle and screw around with that all day. And the dogs are going nuts again. Just a bit. Come on now. Go. Right side. Good enough. Now, whole size. Probably metric. $835. $53.64. Old Cleveland. Alright. Alright. Camera on a tripod, which is new for me. So I gotta get used to working around this thing. Thank you for drilling. I'm gonna move you guys up here so I can work back here. And I'm gonna slow that down one speed. And should be it. There. Let's see how close. I wouldn't be surprised if all these plates got different measurements too. 830. 32. 2 thou over, but for what it is, that's good enough. It's not a what you would call a precise fit on the rotary table anyways. What am I looking for? This one. So what we got here is good enough. Of course, all the dogs wants to be here by me. And the tripod's right in my way. Alrighty then. Now, fun part. The part where we have to part. And I gotta re-square that back up. Right there. Good enough. There's chances one of these fits that. And it does. You want the least amount of stick out that you can get away with, generally. Now, if you only got to part through like a 1/8 wall, you can have that out 1/2 inch. Yeah, hopefully don't run into any jaw interference here. And of course the metric side is the what do we got? 6mm. And 9. 6 right there. Graduations are hard to see on this old Lufkin. 6. Yeah. And we should have just cleared the jaws. It's gonna be tight, but if you got a thou, you got 'em all. And it's soon be time for a new can. Give it up. Could power feed this, but I don't like power feeding with the carding tool. Never did. Don't know if I ever will. All you CNC guys are probably laughing at that, but There you go. The whole Kennametal parting tool is really nice. It's a lot better than that old thing. The old lungs don't have capacity in them here today. Now, part way into that parting operation, I should have stuck a corner file in there and rounded that off, but I did not. I don't even have to come back and face this. That's a good enough finish for what it is. I'll use this side for the whole pattern. It's only going to have one in it for now anyway, until I need another pattern someday down the road. Cool. Transfer one of these holes over, drill it, and we can get to our machining operation here. Wish this fit in that other 3 jaw. I wish I had the outside jaws. I wouldn't even have to machine a manual, but oh well. Manual's only a minute. Well, a bit more than a minute, but won't take long. Yeah, I still got a plate for another day. Alright, found that in my drop bin. It's a shaft out of a snowmobile suspension where the boogie wheels would go on. So, it's already got a hole in the end. My plan was to actually drill like a face hole and put the bolt in it, but I'm going to run this and then machine it back, not as thick as this, so I can put it on, and then I'll just put a washer and a bolt. It'll be good enough. There's already a hole drilled and tapped in the end, so why make more work? If there's something convenient like this, might as well use it. What you doing, Willie? Come and say hi. So I'm going to clean this up just a little bit on the outside, rough it in. So I got a nice surface to grab on. Oh, it's WD-40 dripping out of the parting tool. Fast this bag up again. Enough. Don't have to be perfect. Just needs enough to enough cleanup that I can get it in the jar sensible. So we got 21.8 millimeter. This lathe is metric, so I just works in metric. It's easier. And 24.58. 24 and 5/8. This was what, 21 and 18. Should be writing this down. So 3.4 millimeters. Still 0. It's 1 millimeter. I'm actually going to try out a new tool. I bought this one well, a couple weeks ago, but it come in the mail a few days ago and I haven't used it yet. So let's try out the VNMG. And it's nowhere near on center. And that's it. Looks square. $22.31, I think. Trying to take that plastic off. I was trying to save it. Yeah, $22.32. So 1 millimeter brings down 21.32. So 1.04. Should be 0.4 left to go-ish. No, 0.6. And just so you know, 0.05 millimeter is 2 thou. So we have like 2 thou left to go. Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. I'm not much good here to square up on. I'm gonna choke this up anyway. Bring that in. Wow. For eyeballing it, that's pretty darn good. I think he's got a set of T-handles. Leave on this lathe in certain sizes. Slow that down a little bit. back this far or not. Yep. I just caught the end of it actually. So, worked out perfect for our purposes. Now, a nice piece of solid stock to throw back in the bin. Perfect. Alright. This piece of shaft must have came out of a Polaris, because the thread is standard. It's a 3/8. If it was Bombardier, it would have been metric. I was trying metric bolts first and they weren't fitting. And that'd be a good reason why. Alright. I'm just going to chamfer this end here. And the lathe work. It's done. It's a funnel adjustable. There we go. She is ready for some drilling. Alright. When I get the rotor table set up on the mill, I'll bring it back. Alright. This is how I lined everything up. That's just a tack follower in the center. Close enough for what we're doing. You could go indicating it in and everything else, but like I said, these plates are a pretty loose fit on there and they move around anyway, so I'm not about wasting any more time than I really need to. Oh, that's that. Well, technically we're not going to be on center of this anyways. We got to offset to wherever we want the holes to land, so really it doesn't mean anything where this lines up. As long as you got a rough center and you move out to get where you want your spacing to be, and we don't even have anywhere set that we need the spacing, you can just line it up over here, start stabbing your holes, and it's going to make a circle. You could have it down this way and over this way. It doesn't even have to be a straight line. Nothing else on the milling machine changes once we start drilling holes. As long as you keep the mill in one spot and only index this, you're golden. So really, you could take, say you wanted a 1/4 inch in, you can measure a 1/4 inch, scribe a little line, line it up with that line. Doesn't matter where it's at, as long as you hit that line and then keep it there when you drill your holes, all is well in the world. So now, hole size. Too dark. Now I'm going to try to measure them. I'm just going to go over to my drill index, whatever hole, or whatever drill fits in the hole. Here's what we got. And what we got is a 7/64. Will a 7/64 fit in an 18-inch chuck? It's supposed to be 1/8 and we're 64th under 1/8. There's still a little gap. Not ideal, but I don't feel like going putting a chuck in a chuck here today. Okay. Where are we going drilling? I almost want to do this with a center drill. But this mill takes a long time to turn off and start up. Well, starting up's fast, shutting off. There's a lot of weight in the gear set in this. And actually, there's a big counterweight or a flywheel up in the head, so it takes forever to wind down. So changing bits for every hole is like stupidly slow. Especially when I gotta drill 22 of them. I'll try this a little bit. I'll cinch it up too, give it a fighting chance of staying straight. See, I don't like that. It's just wiggling. Probably should put this one in a collet. Now, where's the chuck key for that one, he says. This one it? No. Yeah. Pin size looks like excessively large. This crazy ratcheting contraption one that fits? No. Starting to think I don't have a chuck key for this chuck. Great. Great. Alright, I'm just going to go with hand tight. For that size of a bit, should be good enough. Okay, back to what we're doing. They're 1 millimeter in, so I'm gonna do roughly the same. Right there. Okay. So that's in, that's tight. We got all the drill chucks, none of the keys apparently. So we're on our 33 hole pattern or plate, and we got our spacing set for 3 holes. I'm gonna bring you guys around so you can see that a little more better. Alright, I think we're ready to start drilling. Bring the table up just a bit because it was down that low. I don't know if you can hear the power drive shaft, but I don't like it. Okay, right there. Quiet it up. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 holes. One, 2, 3, 4, 3 holes. Alright, I'm gonna do that 19 more times and we'll be back. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. And this last hole. So if I never mess anything up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 holes. Lines up perfect with the first hole. So there we go. That's our 22 hole dividing plate. So now all that's left, drill one of them and we're good to go. Alright, we got this one laid over the one we made. Transfer punch. Like I said, I got it offset a little tiny bit so it looks right. And your eyes are actually very good measuring tools, so use them. There. Drill that out now and countersink it. Do a little cleaning up and we're good to go. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just hand drill this rather than trying to plant this in the middle. Cool. And 90-degree countersink. Means just enough to get the head of this screw below flush, because that brass sector spider thing gotta go over top of this, so you can't have the screws protruding. There we go. That's our dividing plate done. I'll mount it up now and we'll see what it looks like. And this is all I'm doing. Countersink the holes. If you put any pressure at all on it like that, it grabs in. That one's a little heavy of a countersink, but that's it. So, WD-40 fingers here. So, she's all cleaned up. Oh, I missed one hole. Once again, WD-40 fingers. So, there's one thing left to do. One very, very important thing. Trying to get rid of that. $22. Now we can go put it on. This is a pretty easy process. Take out the arm. Lay that aside. That just pops off. That's why I said we had to have that countersink. And half or flat. And screws that came with this were too long, so I had to chop one off. Because if you put the full length in, you used to hit this on off little thing, because you can unlock this and disengage or engage the gear set for, I guess, what you would call rapid indexing. There. Nice and solid. So our sector plate will go on somewhere in the world. And this thing is one step above garbage material. Up a little bit. And if you've just seen the whole thing move, that's because it's not really locked in. Perfect. So, works. We now have 22 hole plate. We got to machine our gear. Oh yeah, let's tighten up. So it'll be, I think I said it was 2 turns in 1 hole. Sounds about right. This the 22 was only, or was 4 turns in 3 holes. So it'll be 1, 2, 1 hole. So that'll be it. We can now finally machine our 44 tooth gear So my lathe can finally create threads of 5.5, 11, 22, and 44. And the only other gear to make then is the 46, which is just 11.5. And the gears are the change gears that go in there. That's a factory one. That's the 32 I made. The 42 that I did make is in there. The top gear that was in the lathe when I bought it was a 40, which makes no real sense. Down to 39. Reason why it says makes no sense is because 40 is only used to do 5, 10, 20, and 40 thread pitches, and it's used in conjunction with the 32 on the top. When this is in like turning mode or metric, you run a 42, which is also used for 4, 8, 16, and 32 gears. So I can machine them without technically changing any gears. I do have to swap around this 120, 127 bigger gear, which is that one. You just take it, flip it, because machining metric and doing their, yeah. So all of our feed rates are through the 42, through the 127, and the 42. The 120 doesn't get contact with anything, so those are both for feed rates. And then same thing for millimeter or metric threads, same thing. So I just go through my quick change gearbox to pick any of these. But then if I want any standard threads, I gotta take that 120 and flip it around. So I was driving from the top, usually a 32, except for that one instance of those ones. Goes into the 120, out the 127, and then into whatever bigger gear you need, which is the 42, 39, 46, 44, and 40. So I got the 40, that was a factory. I made the 42, I believe, for the bottom. Yeah, I must have. I think I made 2 42s for my lathe. $39. That'll be the 46. That's the 32 for the top. Just a 40 for the bottom. Yes, the 42's in there now. What am I doing? So I have almost a full set of gears. Once I make this 44, and I don't know, maybe while I'm at it, I'll machine the 46, seeing as I'm in the mood of machining and my brain's on the, or in the mood of making gears, and my brain is working in that sense. So, but then again, I can't really see me ever needing to machine 11.5 anytime soon, but I have done it. Not on this lathe. I've done it on my old 10x18. They had change gears for everything, and you're still on the tripod. I'm here tilting this whole thing up. I don't know if you can see up there on the wall, that piece of paper. It says 11.5 TBI. Well, that's the change gear setup for that lathe, because 11.5 wasn't on the chart. I had to do a whole bunch of math one day and figure that out. So I have had to do it once before for a fuel tank cap, because they use 11.5 thread pitch commonly, not always. So I don't know, maybe I will do the 46, but GoPro's almost dead. So if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and keep an eye out for part 2 of actually making the gear now that we have the ability to. So have a good one, everybody.